All right. What it is, Daniacs. We're here with Uncle Chael. We're about to be talking about some Izzy, taking some time off. Roll with it, Chael.
Just click on the link below. Just click on the link below.
Click on
Israel Adesanya. So comes out, he says, I'm going to take some time off.
Let me stop you there. That's great, man. He needs time off. Izzy and like people got such short memories, man. Izzy kept the most steady, constant schedule for any champion. I mean, I gotta fact check this, but like maybe any ever, But that motherfucker's been busy, dude. He's been putting in his work, and yeah, he had some fights that weren't as exciting as we would have liked, but he did win them, and when it's the goal to sustain the least amount of damage and still win, like it's not everyone's goal to sustain the least amount of damage. Like some people go into it throwing caution to the wind, and they definitely end up being fan favorites. But later on, when all them fans ain't around them and they don't got their mental capacities anymore because of all the damage they took, it's like what the fuck then? So you definitely gotta look out for yourself and understand that. And speaking of which, circling back around, he definitely needs this time off. I hope he takes at least a year. Recover his body. He was talking about some health issues he had to take care of. Fucking do you, homie. You take care of yourself, man. The sport will always be there waiting on you when you get 100% again.
So I'm going to take some time off. And we've never heard words like that spoken from Izzy. I can't think of anybody within that team that has ever said those kinds. I mean, that is the most willing, hungry, competitive group of guys of any team in the sport, but also any team that we've ever.
Yeah, that is an amazing team. You can just tell those motherfuckers are rowdy bowdy, always ready to throw down, always ready to come in and save a card, like Volkanovski just did. They definitely got a secret sauce going over there, which is distinctive from the secret juice. They just got something, and it's in the heart over there.
Ever had in the sport. They didn't slow down during the pandemic. They moved into their gym. They're from right where that gym is in New Zealand. Had the greatest protocols on earth, and so they just moved into the gym. It's a really incredible thing. Some of them had fights coming up. Others of them knew they had fights coming down the road. They really stuck together. And I've shared with you guys the story.
It's like, come on, what else are you going to do? You're just going to hang out at the house, man? You might as well get all with your team and just prepare like a motherfucker through that. MMA pulled us through those dark times. It really did. It was the first sporting event to come back on and get the world back to normal. And that just shows you how important sports are to the culture of the human race. It really does. And 2 weeks lasted 2 years. Just saying. A lot of slave-minded people out there. 2 weeks at a time, 2 years into it. I'm just saying.
The first night that Volk became the champion of the world, it was T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. He fought against Holloway. It was a co-main event, but it was for the world championship. And Volk didn't have to report until roughly 7 o'clock, right about when the show goes live, 7 o'clock Pacific time, 10 o'clock Eastern. He had to be there a little bit before that, but get your hands wrapped, do the commission. Maybe there's a drug test if you get drawn. Change your clothes, warm up. Other guys had started reporting to the venue as early as 12:30 in the afternoon for the 3 o'clock fights to do the exact test. So I'm just sharing for you, when Volk comes walking through the doors at 4 o'clock, 3 hours earlier than his call time on the most important night of his life from a competitive standpoint. And I know that you could argue that now, but not at that point. He was 14-0, going to go fight for a world championship against the greatest featherweight we'd seen in Max Holloway. He shows up 3 hours earlier than he needed to, and he showed up because he had a teammate on the undercard. He wasn't cornering him. He just wanted to be there with him. Wanted to be in the locker room and wanted to be out in the arena. Just wanted to support his teammate. And
that circles back to that heart I was talking about. Them guys are there for each other. It's not like, not that I've trained on in big academies like that, but it seems like the American academies are more everyone for themselves. Like I'll help you out a little bit for now just because it's helping me out. But later on, when you need help, maybe fuck you. I got my own shit going on. you know. But they got a whole different mentality over there. It's they sacrifice for each other. They pull each other up instead of pulling each other down, and I think that's a very important thing that people need to keep in their hearts to make this place a better world. You know, it's the only world we got. We gotta do better for it, for goddamn sure.
I saw it. I can't give you another example. I can't tell you 2 times I've seen that in my life. I can't tell you 5 times I've seen that in my life. I've seen it 1 time, and it was Volk, and I saw it myself. And I bring it to you because it's a very unique team. So when Izzy comes out and he says, I'm going to take some time, you know, the writing on the wall was there for this, and I feel that he came to the right conclusion.
Yeah, like even when after Alex beat him, I was saying then, you know, take a little bit more. Don't come right back, but I understand as a man why he had to come back for that one right off the bat. You know, I definitely understand that. Yeah, he had to get that one. He could not let that one go. He could not let the chance of someone else beating him. So I understand that, but I think everything's falling in place as it should. You know, take your time, Izzy, do your thing. And I'm gonna be making a separate video on the whole dog bullshit that Strickland was going off on. You know, because I need to judge all that shit for myself. Because I'm a dog person. Like, dogs are my family. I've heard a lot of people giving Izzy shit on him saying his dog is his family. And if you understand, then you understand. There's a lot of Americans that understand that. Dog is man's best friend for goddamn sure. Like, my dogs are my family. I got 20 dogs, and that's 20 reasons to live sometimes, you know, when I need those reasons.
When Izzy did not go after Strickland and go after a rematch full force, as a matter of fact, he didn't go after it at all. It was a very clear moment that you have an athlete, you have a champion of the world, who's tired, who needs to take his oars out of the water. And I don't know.
A la, you know, Triple C, Henry Cejudo. He just needed some time off, you know. And I think that definitely does good. You have to build, refurbish that fire, you know. I'm not saying, you know, I'm not in his head, but as a wise man once said, once you're on the very top, you know, the motivation kind of dwindles a little bit. I mean, you got your legacy and all, but goddamn, after you done lapped the division twice, working on a third, everyone thought a third time was coming. We're like, god damn, not a third time beating everyone's ass again. So, I mean, I know there was a lot of people happy for the shakeup. I actually did pick Sean Strickland to win that fight, but you know, I wasn't posting yet back then, and if I did, y'all would have saw. But I was picking him to win. But also in the same breath, I think Izzy has a really good chance of winning that rematch. You know, I think Izzy's absolutely capable of. I think he underestimated Sean Strickland, dude. He absolutely underestimated him, and a lot of people did. And Sean came out and showed him what the fuck's up. And me personally, please underestimate me. Underestimate me, please. I would rather be either underestimated or overestimated, but never perfectly estimated, because you need that mystery in there.
Where that will go with Izzy. But I do believe that to be the best middleweight of all time. And I know there's always going to be that debate there because Anderson did so many great things. As far as records go and how all of that worked, I've never juxtaposed the two, but I watched those two fight and Izzy won. So whether there's a debate or there's not a debate, the fact that he's even in the talk with the greats like Anderson Silva, I'll just share with you, I don't know what more he has to do. And I share that with you because
Izzy could absolutely retire right now and be good. He could, you know. He's made enough money, and I didn't know he's close to my age. They said he's like 36. I didn't know he was that old. You know, I really didn't. I thought he was younger than that. But I still think he's definitely got some good years left in him, man. He absolutely does. He just needs to rekindle that fire and go work on some things, and maybe not underestimate Sean Strickland. Sean's off the hook though, man. I'm a fucking heathen, man. I was raised up. I was allowed to cuss. You know, I don't know if you can tell or not, but so if I tried to alter the way I talk, I'd definitely come off as fraudulent. And I'm just trying to be the most authentic self that I can, which involves a lot of cuss words. So Apologies, Chael. I know you ain't into it on all, but I'm a legit heathen, dude. Viking life. What it is, honky. Roll with it.
When you start to take breaks, there aren't a lot of times throughout history that you could find an athlete that did that in any sport or sport that came back and the comeback was meaningful. Like, there is a point when you take those breaks, you're not searching to heal your body. It's just what you tell people. You're not searching for rest. You don't have owie.
Although I do believe that there's legit some shit going on with Izzy that he needs to heal up and take care of physically. Yeah.
And injuries. That's just what you tell people. You tell people that because what you actually know that you're doing, what's internal and inside, you think is a weakness that you don't want to reveal, which is mentally, I'm not as driven to do this as I once was. Some people call it burnout.
You know about that, don't you, Chael? That's why he's like, fuck confidence, fuck motivation. You have will and determination and goals, and that's it. That's what I like about you, Chael, because you definitely got a point there. You know, the motivation can only take you so far. The confidence can only take you so far. You need that iron will to blast right through all them holes that your mind fills in, you know.
But all burnout is a lack of motivation. It's easier to say colloquially, oh, I'm a little bit burnt out. I'm going to rest for a little bit, as opposed to saying I'm lacking motivation. And you can only do it so many times, right? You can only go through so many training camps, twice a day, every day, through pandemics. You're living at the gym. You're a rich guy. You got distractions. You got a million different things to do, but you got to be in the gym twice a day, every day. Then you got to be cutting weight. Then you're going to restaurants. You're picking up the tab for all of your buddies, and you're barely even getting anything, right? I mean, I'm just sharing with you, like...
1 second. Easy. Killer. Easy. No. Okay. Chael's talking. Excuse me. Chael's talking, okay? Do you mind? All right. Roll with it, Chael.
There's only so many times you can do that, not to mention that you want to do that, not to mention if you're trying to protect legacy or you're trying to protect a bank account, there's only so many times you can do it. And I feel like in every category that we look at, we can check the boxes for Adesanya. And I'm not predicting for you that he retires. I'm suggesting for you that he consider it. Sure I am. Yeah, I think he's the best fighter in the world. I don't think his best days are behind him, and I don't think because he had 25 minutes that kind of made you scratch your head. Like, I don't hold that against him, and I don't judge him for it at all. But I will share.
And we know that he's saying that because Adesanya beat Anderson Silva, who was prior Chael's best in the world, because that's the only one that can possibly beat Chael is the absolute 100% best in the world. That's it. That is fucking, man, goddamn, dude. Back when Chael took on Anderson, that was the shit, man. Like, y'all that didn't live through it, like, you don't even know, because that performance that Anderson had with Damian Maia, dude, that he lost a lot of fans around that time, you know. It's the same kind of shit that Izzy's going through, you know, short memories and all. And I will say that I lost respect. He didn't lose me as a fan entirely, but he lost a lot of respect from me as a fighter over that fight. You know, just like playing with his food. Just eat that motherfucker. Quit playing with it. Eat that motherfucker. You know? I digress. Roll with it, Chael.
For you, when you start to think that you're burnt out, you start to have a lack of motivation, he's absolutely doing the right thing by taking a break. For sure. But within that break, if he finds that there's other things to do with his time and or his energy, I would support that too. Right? I would fully support that. And the division has already moved on. When he didn't make the play for Sean, it caught a lot of people off guard. Then he said, well, I'm going to come back in my next fight. It's going to be fun. And there's nowhere for Adesanya to go to have fun. Right? There's nowhere with what he's being paid, the highest paid middleweight of all time. Second highest paid guy in the entire company right now. There's nowhere for him to go except a main event of a pay-per-view. And that's not going to be fun. That's going to be with another trained killer that's looking to bring you down.
I see what you're saying, Chael. I definitely see where you're coming from. But from my perception, I think the way Izzy looks at it is he don't fight unless he's having fun. You know, I mean, it's semantics. It's semantics here, but I think maybe that's the thing for Izzy, is some of the fun was taken out of it, you know, and he has to go back and find that fun a little bit. And don't let Bro, I know Dog's My Life too. That's like one thing that would fuck with me, man. But he let Sean get in his head. You could just tell that he was taken out of his own world a little bit, and the mental warfare was on point from Sean. You got to give it to him, man. Like, you just knew that was gonna be a banger, though. You just knew that conference was gonna be a banger. Oh goddamn, that was good.
That is motivated, is hungry, puts all the chips in. It's just one of these interesting spots, and I thought it was very mature of Adesanya. I commend this. John Jones came out and said, "Yeah, man, look out for yourself. Good for you. Take a break." But the division has.
Yeah, man, isn't that heartwarming? Like John Jones, like come on, man, let's just squash it. I hope they train together, man. You just know fucking Izzy, like John Jones. What was Izzy's number one fuck between John Jones and Anderson Silva? Like me personally, when John Jones first came out, man, when he first came out on the undercards, I'm like, that motherfucker. There's something special about him. He's going somewhere. And also, I trained Jeet Kune Do, and John Jones actually uses a lot of Jeet Kune Do techniques. That knee stomp he does, Lin Dum Tech, that's rear cross kick. I plan on doing a separate video on that, on the Jeet Kune Do that is actually in UFC, because there is actually a lot of Jeet Kune Do going on in UFC, and people don't even realize it.
Moved on. That's one thing that you'll find about this sport. You get a lot of athletes that think they're.
Here we go. While I'm on the subject of Bruce Lee, motherfucker, chill, dude. I think that was his first troll of people ever, was just talking shit on Bruce Lee. And like the first time he did it, I almost unsubscribed and never watched again. I'm like, you motherfucker, man, sitting there talking shit on Bruce Lee. I ain't having it. And you know, I would pay for that. I still got money on Bruce Lee, chill. I still got money on him. What's up?
More powerful, or they won't come back. We didn't even know that Adesanya was taking a break, and the division already moved on, right? And we didn't even know that he wasn't planning on coming and fighting soon, and we've already named a number one contenders match that's going to be contested this weekend, and whoever wins that is going to fight for the very title that we're discussing. Izzy coming back and returning too. Like, everything's okay. Everything's in check. Everything's on point here. I don't have a problem with it. But when Izzy says it, it's important that other guys start to adjust, right? There is no fight out there for DDP like Izzy. There's no fight like.
Oh, god damn it, you beat me to it. Yeah, that fight does not need a belt. You're talking about fun fights, you know, like, no, that fight does not need a belt. That's got everything you need. Let's go. I mean, take the time off, Izzy, but that fight has to happen. You got to settle. We got to settle this King of Africa business. Is it the White Lion or is it the Black Dragon? Let's go.
And that's a hard fight to get when you were already offered the fight and you said no. Moreover, to be offered the fight now, the same thing that you already want.
All right, come on now, bro. We got to stop this culture of like straight up crucifying people that pull out over an injury. Like, as a fan, I know fighters are injured all the time. You know, some injuries are much worse than others. Like, I want to see a fighter as close to 100% as possible. I do not want the built-in excuse of, oh, I wasn't 100%. It's like, motherfucker, don't take the fight. I know you're not going to be 100, but you better be like 90, 92, 87%. And if you're not comfortable with that 87, you know, we need to stop this culture of shaming people for pulling out of the fights over injuries, man. Like, yeah, you're going to have the fighters that just use that as an excuse. But, I mean, I think that's on the smaller side. I mean, maybe as a fighter you would know better than me, chill, but... Motherfucker, dude. Fuck. Go on. Go on. Fuck.
Refused to do, and now the biggest prize of the world championship isn't on the line, which means if you win, you don't become champion, which means you don't get participation points. So financially, as well as intrinsically, everything's gone that we once had, and we couldn't get the fight when we had that. So it's an interesting spot. So DDP has to go somewhere else. That's all. No problem. No problem at all. But where would that be? Where would that be? And I don't know that that's just on DDP. I don't think that's just on him to go figure out. It would seem that he's a top contender. It would seem that he's a top guy. It would seem the other middleweights in the division could open their eyes and see the top guy just lost his dance partner, and they could go after him. There's just room, and there's just strategies, and there's opportunities all over the board. I don't even know if these guys know. I don't know if the fellow middleweights have read that Adesanya isn't coming back for a period of time, which they should interpret to be he's not coming back. The rankings committee needs to take a good listen to that.
Yeah.
The guy is removed.
I don't know, man. John Jones was out for 3 years, and he was still in like what at least the top 5 or something that whole fucking time. I mean, not everyone's John Jones, but yeah, I absolutely agree. If you're gonna be out for a period of time, just take him off the board, man. Let other people get some of that limelight for damn sure.
Then the guy removed himself. The board is wide open, and the 185 pounders got scooped. They let swoop in what appeared to be a retired has-been at welterweight. I would never put Kamaru Usman down. That's not what I meant.
No, but he's given you fuckers ammo over there. What Chael's saying is he would not let this lighter person come into his weight division and just step over everyone and everyone. Now, there's definitely a respect factor there. Kamaru Usman is not just any welterweight coming up, and when you look at Kamaru next to his brother, who's a heavyweight, he does not look small. Kamaru cuts down hard to get to welterweight, and dude was talking about going up to 205, and I think he'd do all right there too. Like these guys, like same thing with Aljo. He was gonna go up and he got knocked out, and was like, well, I can't go up there because my chin can't even last down here. It's like, no, your chin's not lasting down there because you're cutting too much. Your chin will actually do better up at closer to your natural weight.
But it looked like a guy that wasn't going to get an opportunity, that wasn't speaking up, that didn't have anything meaningful coming at a different weight class. That guy over here swooped in and is now in an opportunity to take everything from every middleweight that's been there and grounded out and have a dream. And you know what? Kamaru Usman deserves it. And you middleweights that didn't speak up, you didn't lobby, you didn't do anything, you're not doing it.
It's like, even if you're not going to get it, still speak up. Still say, hey, I'm next. Maybe they have to go first, but right after that, I'm next. Or, I definitely see what he's saying there. Chael would have done shit different, is what he's saying.
Now, you're not calling out. You're not saying it's not fair that Kamaru Usman be given an opportunity that you never got, though he's never competed in the weight class. That's a compelling argument, and everybody would listen. But you haven't made it. You haven't said anything. Nothing. You've done nothing to add anything to the interest of the fan. Not one of you.
Yep.
And now DDP just lost his golden ticket. He's going to have to start over from scratch. And whatever he comes up with.
I think Drickus just needs one more good win. He'll be all right. One more good, impressive win over a well-known top guy. He'll be all right. He'll be right back in there.
Not be near as good as what he once had. Never miss those shots. You got to take the match you can get when you can get it.
When you can get them. Whatever. All right. There it is. DarkLight and the BadGuy talking about.
When I say I use Cash App for everything, I mean everything.
Whatever we just did is what we talked about.
With Cash App, you can trade stocks, invest in Bitcoin, send money, and get money back. Plus, you can swag out your Cash App card. Do it all with Cash App.
There we go. All right, so I know my shit's raw, but it's gonna keep coming at you. It's gonna be getting better. I gotta get some equipment and stuff. I'm just starting off. The motherfucker said just hit record. He didn't say you have to go out and spend $1,000 on equipment right off the bat. I definitely could have got a better phone. I got a retarded ass smartphone. It happens to the best of us. Y'all have a good one, man. I appreciate it.